This is the conclusion over the observation that I observed for the department grade level meeting and the campus meeting and the district level meeting. At the observation meeting for the department grade level, it was a 7th grade science end of the year department meeting. They were meeting over the scores. They had the scores in for the 8th grade STAR, so they were going through each of the 7th grade TEKs and comparing them and with how they were used in the 8th grade and how the students scored. We were looking at some of the trends that students scored low on for us as a school and as a district, and what are some ways that we can help the curriculum or make the curriculum better, so that we can next year increase the scores for the students that are coming in the next years. The role was there was an instructional specialist present and 4 teachers. The instructional specialist led the meeting because she had all of the data, and the teachers basically discussed some of the trends and what they saw happen in the data based on the scores. And we also looked at the data from the previous years too, in comparison to the current year. And as far as problem solving, it was kind of an end of the year meeting, so the teachers were coming up with plans for the next year and trying to solve some of the problems that we saw with the scores for the current year with the next group of students. And the authority at that meeting, everybody in that meeting was talking, but I did notice that the newer teachers were a lot quieter than the teachers who were veteran teachers. That might have been because this was their first time sitting in a meeting dealing with scores for 8th grade, and they were more observing. But I did notice that all of the teachers did not talk equally. It felt like one teacher was talking a little bit more, and that teacher was more experienced than the other teachers. At the district campus meeting, it was an end of the year meeting where basically the teachers they were all getting rewards for like 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, as well as they were saying goodbye to some of the teachers that will not be returning for the next year. The procedures were explained as to how things will be left for the end of the year so that we can return the following year and have order to, like, as far as classrooms and stuff like that, because some teachers won't be in the same classroom for the next year. And also a book study was discussed with the staff. We are reading a book together as a staff to prepare us for staff development next year. The principal actually facilitated that meeting, and everybody else was listening. We actually did solve problems. We know how to, or the principal told the teachers how they need to leave their rooms and how everything will be handled as far as the end of the year. For the board meeting, the district level meeting, that meeting was very organized, and there was a call to order. There was agenda. The agenda was posted on the school board website, and the board meetings are also televised on the local Mesquite channel on channel 11 every Thursday of the beginning of the month, as well as the dates for each board meeting is on the website, and it's open to the public. The order of business that took place was adult meal prices for the 2015-2016. There was action for the issue certifications of election. Also, there was a agreement between the City of Mesquite and Dallas County MISD authorizing the city to sell and foreclose properties, and a representative did speak on that during the board meeting. the new superintendent was introduced at this board meeting. So this board meeting was really special to our district because we were saying goodbye to our old superintendent and hello to our new superintendent. And someone from Austin came down to speak on behalf of our old superintendent and also to give her a plaque. We will be opening up a school for our old superintendent that is scheduled to open up this coming school year, 2015-2016. As far as sitting in the meeting and looking at it from the lens of an administrator, I will say that the district level meeting was very eye-opening because it was very organized and everything was set to place, and the agenda was very much, they followed the agenda directly, and the roles were defined. The school board members talked as well as the superintendent talked, and then when asked to, various people from the community would speak, like the representative about the property came to speak. And as far as the campus meeting was led by the principal, and it was a little bit more lax because it was the end of the year. But as far as rules and stuff, it was stated clear what we were required to do to end the year. And the department meeting was ran by the instructional specialist, and it was to go over scores for the year, and the teachers basically just looked over the data. The feelings that I had when going to all of these meetings, I felt a lot more comfortable in the department meeting because I know those staff members personally, and I also felt comfortable in the campus meeting because I know everybody in the campus meeting. But the board level meeting was a little bit more different for me because that was my first time going to a board meeting. But it was really amazing because I got to see the different administrators for the new school year stand up, and so it was very informative as a citizen of Mesquite and as a teacher. The good thing about each one of the meetings was that at each level I got to see how things are ran, and I also got to see how different sometimes the department meeting can be from the campus meeting versus the district meeting. The district meeting is very structured. It also helped me to understand as a department head, or when I have teachers who are department heads, how a meeting should be conducted, because there is definitely a certain way that meetings should be conducted orderly and timely, and everything should go on correctly. Some of the bad things, I didn't really see too many bad things that happened. The only bad thing that I will point out was in the campus department meeting. I didn't feel like each one of the members or the teachers were talking fairly. I felt like it was just more catered towards one teacher. Whereas at the board meeting, I felt like although the board members and the superintendent basically ran the meeting, they still opened the floor for everybody, and they would stop and ask people, did they agree or disagree? And I like that, and I think that should be adopted in any meeting, whether there's a campus meeting or if it's a department meeting, because if you don't be careful, then some groups of people will overpower other groups. If I were to say anything or break anything down from what I did learn at the district level, the level of organization is amazing at that level, and that is something that as a future administrator, I want all of my staff to strive to do, is to mimic the board meetings and follow the agenda the way they do. I think having an agenda and sticking to the agenda helps with time, it helps with fairness, and it just helps with all parts of that. And in conclusion, I will conclude that this was very eye-opening for me at the board level, because this was the first time I've ever actually attended a board meeting, and I did not realize how structured board meetings are. And as a principal, I want my staff to go to at least one board meeting, especially as a new teacher, so you can kind of see how things are conducted at that level. And it's even as I've been teaching, this will be my 5th year, but just seeing that was very powerful, because it made me want to have my staff, my future staff, go to the board meeting and follow what they do, because we are a part of the district, and we should be doing the same thing. And at the campus meeting, I feel like as a future administrator, I feel like I want the task to be delegated. Maybe as the principal, my assistant principal step in and do more and help with delegating, because I want to actually share the love and, collaborate with everybody on the staff. And if I had to go again, I would probably pay a little bit more attention at the campus meeting about, how the other teachers were responding to the principal. Again, that was an end of the year meeting, and so I was listening, trying to hear some of the things that I needed to do as the teacher. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the teachers was listening to what was going on. But in defining the roles at each level, there clearly was a leader in the room, and the leader did run the meeting. And then as far as problem solving and strategies, I do feel like each group, whether it was at the department, the district, or the campus, they all solved problems. But I will say that a lot of the direction came from the top, and it didn't show as many people as the board meeting. The board meeting had different people come and talk, like the different board members, and I think that that's very important to any meeting, to show the strengths of all your leaders in the room. The authority was not delegated in any of the meetings, but with the board meeting. And the board meeting was very structured. I'm going to say that again. It was very structured. And it was opened up to the community. This was a great experience, and I can't wait to take some of the ideas that I saw at the board meeting back to my actual campus this year as a leader and my future campus as a principal, because one thing that I did realize is that the meetings on the campus should mimic should mimic the district meetings also. Thank you.